Welcome students of class 12th. This is day 1, starting with subject history, the chapter bricks, beads and bones. First of all, we need to have an understanding why is this particular topic written in this particular way, starting from bricks, beads and bones. Why not bones, bricks and beads, or maybe beads, bones and bricks? The understanding of the topic is important because by doing this we are able to understand the sequence in which things have been discovered. So when we talk about archaeological department, the people working in archaeological department, that is the archaeologists, they first came in touch of the bricks. Digging a little bit more, they came in touch of the beads, and later on with the bones. So first we are going to study about the bricks, then the beads and then the bones. So that is why this particular chapter states bricks, beads and bones. Right here on the left hand side of the blackboard, you can clearly see we have certain questions which are written based on the introduction. So before I start with the introduction part, you can just have a glimpse over these particular questions and then we can start with this introduction part. Theme 1, bricks, beads and bones. The Harappan civilization. The Harappan seal is possibly the most distinctive artifact of the Harappan or Indus Valley civilization. The Harappan seal. So I have a question. What are the Harappan seals commonly made up of? Here we'll study about the seals and what quality they are made up of. And why are these seals important? And the starting of the chapter clearly states about the seals. This means seals are something which is of very big importance. Let's move on. The Harappan seal is possibly the most distinctive artifact of the Harappan or Indus Valley civilization. Made of a stone called steatite. Seals like this one, which have a photograph right here, often contain animal motifs and signs from a script that remains undeciphered. So here, what are the Harappan seals commonly made up of? Made of a stone called steatite. So we have a question right here. And in most of the competitions, we find this particular question propping up in everywhere. Everywhere we find where the questions are. We talk about UPSC, we talk about that the civil services, we talk about PCS, we talk about railways. You find this particular question right there. ये क्वेश्चन मिलेगा वहां पे कि आपसे पूछा जाएगा कि सिंधु सभ्यता की सील किस चीज की बनी हुई थी. तो ये आंसर आपको पता होना चाहिए. A very important question है. It is a question which is basically coming in the competitive exam. Yet we know a great deal about the lives of the people who lived in the region from what they left behind. So we know about the life of the people or of the Harappan area, the Harappan civilization, by the things which they have left behind. So what are the things which they have left behind? Definitely when they are moving away, they cannot carry their houses along with them. They cannot carry all the pottery along with them. There are things, certain things which are left behind. So what are the things which are left behind right here? There are houses, pots, ornaments, tools and seals. In other words, from archaeological evidences. Let us see what we know about the Harappan civilization and how we know about it. So we will study about what Harappan civilization is all about and how we came to know about this particular civilization. We will explore how archaeological material is interpreted and how interpretations sometimes change. So we also come to know that there are interpretations which have been made that this particular thing was made of this thing or maybe was used for a particular ceremony, but maybe this particular thing is of a common use. There are two people, two archaeologists coming up with two different ideas, two different concepts related to a particular place, or maybe a particular article, or maybe a particular material which is written right there. Of course, there are some aspects of the civilization that are as yet unknown and may even remain so. The last line clearly says that there are some major things which we have to know, but because we are unknown about the manuscripts, the language which was basically used by the Harappan civilization, it has become extremely difficult for the archaeologists and the historians to understand the Harappan civilization. So whatever idea, whatever the idea which we come across, or which we think, these are just ideas which are vague in nature. Because unless and until we come to know about the scripts, unless and until we come to know, we do not have a proper proof about what things are all about. It is just the idea, something which we say that we think it is something which is coming up in our mind. So that is why we have different ideas and concepts related to different places which are found right here. Moving forward, we have term, places and times. The Indus Valley civilization is also called the Harappan culture. Archaeologists use the term culture for a group of objects distinctive in style that are usually found together within a specific geographical area and a period of time. So here's the word civilization. When we talk about civilization, we are talking about a group of objects distinctive in style, very different in style, and found together in a specific area and a specific time. So you need to understand this particular culture, what culture. So the definition of culture is important. So remember that. In the case of Harappan culture, these distinctive objects include seals, beads, weights, stone blades and even baked bricks. So we have things which differentiate the Harappan culture from the other cultures, maybe the Mesopotamian culture, maybe the Iranian culture. And what differentiates that? The differentiation things which are stated right here are seals, beads, weights, stone blades and even baked bricks. These objects were found from the areas as far apart as Afghanistan, Jammu, Balochistan and Gujarat. So these places are also important where you find that the Harappan artifacts have been found. So the question can come. There can be a question which can ask you, which are the areas that cover the artifacts of the Harappan civilization. So we have the areas Afghanistan, Jammu, Balochistan and Gujarat. Moving forward, named after Harappa, the first site where this unique culture was discovered, the civilization is dated between 2600 and 1900 BCE, before Common Era. So we have a question. State the period of the Harappan civilization, and it is extremely important. Many a times we try to skip off this particular dating part, but this date is very important. When you turn over the pages or the last year's question papers of most of the civil services examination or PCS examination or competitive examination or railway examinations, many secretariat examinations, you will definitely find a question which states the period of the Harappan civilization, which is between 2600 and 1900 BC. So you have to remember this date, which is important. There were earlier and later culture, often called earlier Harappan and late Harappan, in the same area. So we have a Harappan civilization, and before that we have an early Harappan civilization, then we have a late Harappan civilization. The Harappan civilization is sometimes called the mature Harappan culture to distinguish it from these cultures. So the Harappan culture is called the mature Harappan culture, as it is by stating this we are able to distinguish it from the early and the later Harappan cultures. So here we have three questions right here. First one, we know what are the Harappan seals commonly made of. State the period of the Harappan civilization. Why had archaeologists used the term Harappan culture for Indus Valley civilization? So these three questions on my behalf on this first particular page of introduction is extremely important. Thank you.